Hey guys, welcome to the video. Salt here. Today we'll be going over the primary kit gun, the Tombfinger. On Tuesday we did the secondary configuration of it, and today is the primary configuration. But before we start, let's go over our first and top commenter board. Our first commenter of the last video was Silver44, and our top commenter of the last video was Jaris Jahari 6904. And we have our recent supporters here of Nice Bear, Colonel Suro6, and Alfofo. Thank you so much for your support. The Tombfinger is a kit gun, and so you'll need to mix parts together to make it. These parts can be purchased from Zud in Fortuna for Solaris United Rep. We'll be picking the parts that most increase our damage, and that will be the Tremor Grip and the Splat Loader. And now talking about unique and interesting things about the Tombfinger, we'll start with that it has innate radiation on it. It also has both a quick shot and a charge shot mode, but we're going to be focusing on its charge shot mode to benefit from its large 6.2 meter explosion range. Another unique things to kit guns in general is that they have a second arcane slot where they can put a kit gun specific arcane on. Okay, let's go over the mods. Galvanized Chamber for multi-shot, Galvanized Scope for crit chance, Vial Acceleration for fire rate, and this also works for a quicker charge up time on the charge shot mode, Hunter Munitions for slash procs on criticals, Critical Delay for critical chance, Vital Sense for critical damage, and in the next two slots here, we're going to use the 60-60 Toxic and the 60-60 Cold to make Viral. But consider that if you are already making viral externally, like through a pet or a subsume, then instead make blast in these two slots. In the Exilis slot, we're going to be going for terminal velocity for projectile speed. The base travel time of the shots are actually kind of slow, so this helps a lot. In the kit gun specific arcane slot, we go for Pack Seeker for just more supplemental damage. This is on a headshot kill. 4 projectiles burst from the target and seek the heads of nearby enemies. So it actually ends up being a good amount of extra damage. And in the normal arcane slot, we're going to be going for Primary Deadhead for 360% flat damage, headshot multiplier, and reduced recoil. This is how you build out the primary kit gun, the Tombfinger. Again, if you want to see the secondary configuration of the Tombfinger, check out our previous video. And I hope you guys like this, and if you did, consider leaving a like and subscribing for future content. So now we have a 5-minute gameplay portion showcasing the weapon, and when that's done, we'll go over the score and give it a final ranking. All right, so I'll see you guys again after the gameplay. Okay, let's go ahead and start the 5-minute portion here. We're on Steel Path Lewis Circulus. We'll see how this primary Tombfinger does. Let's get a few headshots and get our conditionals up. Try not to miss too many shots here. So this is definitely a skill-based weapon. If you're not good at headshots, if you're not good at maintaining buffs and things like that, it's not going to do well for you. That's one of my little qualms that I have in the game with how like DE balances things. I feel like some of the strongest weapons in the game are also, you know, no skill required. The Torrid basically auto aims for you. The Boar basically auto aims for you. And those are like some of the top weapons in the game. Whereas you have like other weapons that are very skill oriented, and you know, they're nowhere near the top. Now, you know, is this weapon good? Yeah, it's good. It's strong. You can see, you know, big AoE red crits, double exclamation points sometimes. Mostly it's base reds though. But, you know, it's not going to come near beating like the Torrid Incarnate or some of the other Incarnates in the game. So it's just one of my little gripes that skill-based weapons don't get rewarded for being skill-based. It's like, oh, you want to use a skill-based weapon? Well, number one, you need to have skill to use it. And number two, it's still not going to beat the weapons that require no skill. I just don't really understand that. But that's my little rant for today. That's my rant for today. There's also another way to build this weapon that is for a very specific piece of content, or not piece of content, but type of gameplay style that I was a little bit afraid to mention in this video, just because there are certain gameplay styles that DE does not like, and I know they've kind of gone after other YouTubers for like mentioning how to build for these gameplay styles. So I'll just mention the parts, and then you guys can use your own, you know, brains to kind of think about what this gameplay style could be. And that would be the primary Tombfinger specifically, not the secondary. The primary Tombfinger, you know, it has a very large AoE, 6.2. You know, it's a large AoE, but it also has a Kitgun specific arcane that gives it infinite ammo. I think it's called Patch Charge, if I remember correctly. So you have an AoE weapon, big AoE, infinite ammo, and maybe you mix that with an invisibility Warframe, and you can think of what you could do with that. So for that particular type of build, the Tombfinger primary is actually one of the top tier weapons in the game for that type of build. But for a general build for like damage and doing content, the build that I showcase is going to be the way to go. Oh my goodness, Salt, you're missing all your shots! Instead, let's kind of pull this group backwards towards... I'm talking about skill-based gameplay before, and now I'm missing like every shot I do. Here we go. There's a missed shot. Okay, so we're gonna have the Thrax or not the Thrax, the Acolyte coming. I'm gonna hit this other life support here too. Got Malice. Got to be careful with Malice. He has a bubble that will make you down yourself if you shoot while you have it on you. So I'm gonna... There it is. It's on me. So I'm gonna roll. I should be able to drop it there. Hate these little Guardian Eximuses there. They are annoying. So we'll have Thraxes coming pretty soon. Let's make sure we get our conditionals up to snuff here, not shoot at walls. Come on, Salt, you're embarrassing yourself. You're embarrassing yourself, shooting at walls and missing all your shots. Where's the second Thrax? Get out of my way, crewman. Alright. So that's both Thraxes done. Let's see what our kill number is here. 381. That'll put us on track to be over 700, but like I've said in other videos, you get most of your kills in the first 5 minutes, and then the next 5 minutes, because you're dealing with more Eximuses and because you have to deal with a second Acolyte, like things start to slow down a bit. So even though that puts us on track for over 700, you're probably expecting those kill per minute numbers or the 10-minute kill count numbers to be less than that. So I'll end it here, and then we'll go back to the Orbiter. All right, welcome back, guys. Let's go over how the primary Tombfinger did in its 3 10-minute runs on Steel Path Lewis Circulus. It got 690, 602, and 609 kills in its runs, putting it in the B tier for kill per minute potential. For single target damage, it does okay chunking enemies down, but it's harder to get all your shots on target compared to the secondary version of the Tombfinger. just because of that charge up mechanic that the primary version has. So it should be ranked lower than we ranked the secondary version for single target, which was B tier for the secondary version. I don't think it deserves C, but it's close. I think a low B score is fair here for single target damage. And for ease of use, you still need to focus on headshots just like the secondary version, but you also have that huge 6+ radial range. So it's definitely easier to use in the secondary and you get rewarded more for getting those headshots. So I think B tier is fair here for ease of use. That's my take on it. Tell me what you guys think. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you all have an amazing day. All right, bye.